What is going on with Germany? Because they've just been absolutely blasted out by Paraguay. And yes, listen, they were unlucky at moments, but they should not have been in that position to start off with. And yet again, Germany have failed to show up at a World Cup. After 2014, when they won it and they were fantastic, 2018, they were knocked out the group stage. 2022, they were knocked out the group stage. I guess you could call this progress. They made it to the round of 32. But then again, the round of 32, that's 32 teams left. That's the exact same position they were in the last competitions. Yet again, Germany are failing in the World Cup. It feels very English from Germany. And looking at the group, don't get me wrong, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, they're no mugs. And when Germany beat Curacao, I gave Germany some credit, but at the same time, I took it with quite a big pinch of salt because it's only Curacao. And then they played Ivory Coast. And yes, they ended up winning. However, they were the second best team for the majority of that game. And I gave Ivory Coast a lot of credit for it. But then after watching them lose against Ecuador and then watching them lose against Paraguay, maybe I gave Ivory Coast a bit too much credit because when Germany played Ecuador, again, yes, it felt like they were in control to a certain amount. When you look at the team who had more expected goals, it was Ecuador. And if anything, Germany had lots of shots, but how many of those shots were really good chances? Not many of them. And against Paraguay, it was the same old story. In fact, if you look at the Germany Paraguay game, Germany had 76% possession. And yet, Paraguay had more big chances than Germany did. How's that work? And then when it gets to penalties, you'd think Paraguay would be the team that feels under pressure. But their first three penalties were as cool as you like. You get to Germany and it was a different story. Kai Havertz, who you'd bet a lot of money scoring a penalty, but he failed to score. Voltemade, he fails to score. And then that's when Paraguay ended up feeling the nerves and actually ended up missing two penalties in a row. But then Jonathan Tah stepped up and he missed his penalty. And all Paraguay needed to do was score their goal. And they did. And Germany are knocked out of yet again the World Cup early on against a team they should be beating. And it's raised a lot of questions. Where does this Germany team go from here? You saw under Hansi Flick, they kind of failed. They did fail, in fact, but he's gone on to Barcelona and he's succeeding. And then you see Nagelsmann, a fantastic coach for Bayern Munich. And then he goes to Germany and he seems to be failing. And it's looking unlikely he'll stay with the nation. If you look at Germany's centre backs, I know Schlotterbeck got injured, but Antonio Rudiger, he's 33 now. He won't be in the next World Cup. Jonathan Tah, is he even good enough to be in this World Cup? I don't see him in the next one. Kimmich, he's 31 now. Maybe he's in the next one, but he's getting on. Leroy Sané on the right hand side. He's 30. Is he even good enough to be starting for a team as big as Germany? As good as I remember Germany being? No, probably not. Manuel Neuer, he's 40 years old. I mean, this is his last tournament. Who's going to replace him? Who's good enough to replace these players? I mean, even just looking at the Germany bench, the players that didn't come on, I mean, there's a lot left to be desired. I don't think any of these players are standout players. And you look at the players who did come on. Yes, you got Voltemade, but who knows where his career is going right now? He's had quite a struggling season in Newcastle. Leon Goretzka, he's 31 years old. Musiala, yes, I think he's a fantastic talent. I'd love him at a team like Chelsea, but it feels like he's not the same player. Maybe he does come back from it. He's still very young. But you just see this team, this German team, and you can see a lot of players sort of on their way out of Germany, but no one really replacing them. And It feels like the first time in a very long time I've seen this Germany team, their main players leaving and no players returning, no young players replacing them. But let me know what you think. What do Germany need to do to change their look in these major competitions, in the World Cup? And what do you do with Nagelsmann? Because it's a difficult one. After seeing Hansi Flick fail there, I didn't really put too much blame on Germany. I thought maybe Hansi Flick was the issue. But how can you have two fantastic coaches go to, and I know club coaching is different to nation coaching, but two fantastic coaches fail at Germany, and you've got a lot of your core on their way out without anyone replacing them. If you enjoyed this video, drop me a like. I'm trying to get 50 subscribers before the end of this World Cup. I'm currently on 43. If you enjoyed this video, if you got it to this far, I'd love for you to follow me. I will be doing World Cup daily content every single day